Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 23 of the stories behind the first time we heard that beloved album, where we were, who we were with, what did we think, and what do we think today, right? Has our perception of this album changed at all? Today is an example of an album that the first time I heard it, I thought it was pretty good. Did go out and buy it. But there was an aspect about the album itself that I was kind of interested in because, of course, it was 1978. I'm a 12-year-old kid. Once again, I am in Smithtown, Long Island, visiting my cousins, aunt and uncle, and Linda and Ann are showing me this brand new record that they got from this band, again, that I had never listened to before. The band is Queen. The album is Jazz. And I'm thinking, okay, title Jazz. I don't really like jazz, don't know much about jazz at that point in time. I had no clue what jazz was all about. So they're like, oh, but it's really good. You know, Queen, we have a bunch of their other albums. They also had News of the World. And I remember them playing that for me. And I was kind of like, all right, you know, we will rock you. We are the champions. Yeah, I get it, whatever. But I think that was the extent of what I knew about Queen. And when this new one came out, they were very hot to play this for me, and they were, you know, talking all about fat bottom girls and bicycle race and all that sort of stuff. And I was thinking, okay, it's pretty good. Some of it's pretty rockin' and whatnot. But I remember specifically going through the album itself and the gatefold and whatnot, and I remember like seeing their faces as I looked at this. And I was like, oh, well now. 12-year-old kid. And they're both kind of like, yeah, of course you would gravitate towards that. And I'm like, well, you know. But yeah, I liked the music. I liked all the naked women on the bicycles even more so. And I remember, like, specifically at one point, like, my Uncle Joe came in and he's just looking at us and he goes, yeah, I really wasn't all that happy about them getting that with that picture on there. They shouldn't have that. And I was like, oh yeah. It's like, okay, well, I would like to have this, right? But it's funny because I didn't actually go out. Up at that point, I did not have any Queen on vinyl. And it wasn't until The Game came out, which was of course, their next studio album, that I went out and bought my first Queen anything, right? My first vinyl. So I had The Game. That was the first one I ever bought. I didn't buy any other Queen until I started collecting CDs, probably like in the late 80s, going into the early 90s. And then I went out and got everything. So by the time I was ready to start filling in my entire Queen catalog, I was going to that place in New York City, Record Hunter, that I talked to you guys about a while back. Gonna help someone find something, and I just started buying all the Queen stuff, and they came in the big cardboard boxes. You remember the CDs in the big boxes, right? So I got Jazz, and this is the one. This is the original, right? This is the what's it called? The Hollywood Records 1991 remaster or what have you, and that's when I just started picking up all the Queen stuff on CD and filling in the collection and just falling in love with the music of Queen. You know, years later, right? Because, like I said, I probably should have, this is a band I probably should have been all dialed in on the late 70s and the early 80s, but for whatever reason, just didn't quite happen. But now, all these years later, I mean, you know, it's great stuff on here, right? I always love Mustafa. Fat Bottom Girls is great. You got Jealousy, Bicycle Race. If You Can't Beat 'Em, Let Me Entertain You. So good, so heavy. Love it. Dead on Time, another great heavy one. You know, Dreamer's Ball in Only 7 Days. Fun, it's kind of funky. Leaving Home Easy, Don't Stop Me Now. Great songs on here. And, yeah. And I think all these years later, I find this is one of the most underrated Queen albums. One of their most underrated, and just a great, great, great album that doesn't get enough credit. You know, maybe it doesn't have the big, enormous hits on it like some of the other ones did, but I think it's got great deep cuts, and then the marginal hits are really, really good. So that's my pick for today, as I'm struggling to talk because I still got no energy from battling this thing here. So anyway, that's my pick for today. Queen, Jazz, First time hearing it in 1978, first time buying it in 1991, all the years in between. I kind of missed out, but hey, I came around, and that's the important thing. So list your story down below, and we'll see you tomorrow for another one. So, of course, tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We got Christmas Day. I'm probably going to try as best as I can to record a bunch of these videos over the next 12 to 24 hours, because we'll have people here. Yeah, I mean, normally in most circumstances, with families battling the flu and whatnot, it's like everybody would probably stay home for the holidays, but everybody in our family has been sick. So like it's so they're coming anyway. We're all just going to be in misery together. So it's like, it is what it is. And but this room will be occupied and whatnot. So I will try to record everything before everybody gets here. So at least you guys have everything lined up on the channel. So that's the story. So we'll see you soon. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility Sea of Tranquility membership options, not merch options. We'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you soon. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye-bye.